Lillahi ta'ala, correct your intentions. All right. I think we're going to finish the chapter on MuDaa today. And we're actually, inshallah, unfortunately, we're going to skip a little bit of information in the text, like how we did when we went over Nunu Tawkid. Some of it we just skipped, said we'll come back to it later, inshallah. We're going to skip some of this also here just to extract what we need and whatever just might be a little bit over our heads for now. It won't harm us to leave it out, inshallah ta'ala. So, what we need to still talk about before finishing this chapter on muda'af is when it's valid to separate, to split the idgham apart, to pull the idgham apart, the two merged letters. So remember, the muda'af has three cases. Remember, al-muda'af has three cases. Sometimes the idgham is, yani, sometimes it is wajibul idgham. Yani, you must put those two like letters together. Sometimes it is mumtani'ul idgham. Sometimes it's impossible to merge. Impossible merger. This is necessary merger. And sometimes it is jaizul idgham. Yani permitted. Permitted means you have choice. You can do it or you don't have to do it. Permitted merger. And that's what we want to cover today. Number 3 here. We covered number 1 and we covered number 2. And now we want to cover number 3. But let's review. So to make sure that it's clear. So when do you have a necessary merger? In the mildly, you'd say madda. You don't say madada. Did you say madada? Would you break the dals apart here? No, you will not. Necessary idgham here. You must put those together. Also in the masdar, maddun, same thing. Like you don't say madada, you don't say madadun. Not here. You're gonna say, well, I heard the word madad. Not here. That's something else. So you don't say madadun, that's a blunder. So you must merge here. Also the mudari', you're gonna say yamuddu. And you're not gonna say yamdudu. That's wrong. And we saw when the merger is impossible, like you say madatta or madatti or madatti to. And there is no way to put those two dals together. It's impossible. Say madattum or madattuma. I'm just making it easy for myself here. Or madattuna. Really these get connected. They don't stand alone like that. I'm just taking it easy on myself here. Those dals must be split apart here. You say madadna, and you say in the mudari yamdudna, or tamdudna. So in all these cases, the dals must be split. What do you call this splitting? This is called fakul idgham. Fakul idgham. That means splitting the merger apart. Fek means pull apart, pulling apart, or separating. Fakul idgham, splitting the merger apart. So here, fakul idgham is the fakul idgham itself is wajib. If the idgham is mumtanir, if the idgham is impossible, then the fek is wajib. Splitting it apart is necessary. And so now we are here when you can do it either way. Make the idgham or not. Is there any questions so far before I go forward? Is there anything that's unclear? Is there anything you need me to repeat? Please feel free. So now we want to talk about when you can do it either way. So let's read the text here. The author says, وجائز إذا دخل الجازم على فعل واحد. The merger is permissible, meaning you have the option to do it or not, when the jazim comes upon the verb for one. What's the jazim? The jazim is the thing that puts the verb into the state of jazm. So you need to know that. Yeah, if you need to ask about it, feel free. Ask about it without shyness, and inshallah, I will answer you with all joviality. No problem. Otherwise, if you know what that means, the jazim comes upon the fi'lul wahid. He's going to tell us. فإن كان مكسور العين كيفر أو مفتوحها كيعض فتقول لم يفر ولم يعض بكسر اللام وفتحها وتقول لم يفرر ولم يعض بفك الإدغام. Okay, so he says, when the jazim comes, then what's the jazim like? Lem. It's going to put a verb into the state of jazm. Or men. If you remember your lesson about the jawazim, the jazims. Men, the jazim or jazimah. So, gonna make a verb majzoom. And yani, what's the sign of jazm? What's the original sign of jazm? It's sukoon. Therein is the secret behind being able to break apart the idgham here. Because remember, here, in order to make idgham, I'm over here, all the way on the right side. In order to make it idgham, in order for us to say MuDaa, then we must put a sukoon on the first dal. We must put a sukoon on the first dal in order to say MuDaa. And also down here, yamuddu, we must put a sukoon on the first dal. I'm going to actually slide that bum over to here. Put a sukoon on the first dal so that we can merge the two dals together. But what happens when there comes a jazm putting the verb into the state of jazm, and the original sign of jazm is what? Sukoon. The original sign of jazm is sukoon. So, if the jazm is going to make the verb majzoom, is going to give it a sukoon on the last letter, then that means that the letter before that last letter cannot have sukoon. So this sukoon here, this blue sukoon here, once the jazm comes, puts the sukoon on the second dal, then we were no longer able to also have a sukoon on the first dal. So we must then restore its harakah. We must restore its harakah here. Or else we're going to put a different harakah on the dal. If we restore the harakah of the first dal, then that means we're going to break these dals apart. We're going to say lam yamdud. Okay, so you might say, okay, that's clear. I understand. Lam is the jazm, like you say, lam yalid, sukoon. Walam yulad, sukoon. Walam yakun, sukoon. Okay. Lam yamdud, sukoon. Okay, I understand here. So you're saying here that was yamuddu, like there, the first in the front, yamuddu, when lem came and then made the verb, the last letter of the verb have a sukoon, it forced us to restore the verb back to its original way. So that means, first means we're going to have to replace its sukoon too. We're restoring this verb back to its origin and saying lam yamdud, and that makes us have to split the dals apart. Okay, understand. That's okay. All right. But lam, the sign of jazm, is a sukoon. Yeah. So how is there another way here? That's the part I'm still waiting for you to explain. How can we do it two ways? The sign of jazm here should be a sukoon. So what other way can there be? The other way is to do what's called sukoon muqaddar. Sukoon muqaddar. Now we're going to estimate the sukoon. So if we say over here all the way on the left, lem yamud. Let's say, how can we do it? If the last letter should have a sukoon because of lam, how can we keep it as yamud? How are we able to keep the dals together? By saying lam yamudda. And now you might say, lam yamudda. What's this fatha here? Here, This fatha is preventing the meeting of two sukoons. This fatha here prevents two sukoons. So then you're going to say yamut, you're going to say lam, we parse the sentence. Lam harfu nafyin, it's a negating particle. Wa jazmin, and a jazm particle. Wa qalb, and it's a particle that flips the mudari' in meaning to the past. Yamutta, fi'lun mudari'un majzoom. It's a fi'l mudari' that is majzoom in the state of jazm. Wa alamatu jazmihi, and its sign of jazm is what? Not fatha. Sukun muqaddar. Sukunun muqaddar. An estimated sukun. Then this means or leaves us with two options. Either to say lam yamudda or lam yamdud. You can say it this way or that way. So then the idgham is jaiz here, permissible, not wajib, and nor is it mumtani'. It's neither necessary nor impossible. Is there any question here?
Sayyidi, assalamu alaikum. I just joined.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yes, Sayyidi.
Just a swift recap.
Yeah.
You mentioned, so the necessary merger is when the verb is in the past tense, right?
Yes.
والممتنع impossible.
That's one case. Not only in Maldi, but yes, in Maldi, yes.
Okay. Then you mentioned just one case for each. This is what I.
Well, I mentioned three cases here. If you can see my screen for the necessary merger.
Yeah. I mean, three cases for the necessary.
Yeah. Here's one, which is the Maldi madda. Here's two, which is the masdar maddun.
Maddun. Okay.
Here's
Sorry.
three, which is mudari' yamuttu.
Aywa. I see. Inshallah. Okay, good. And in impossible is madattu, like madattu and okay.
Yeah, madattu and madatta and madatti and madattum and madattuma and madattunna and madadna.
Yamdudna. Oh, okay.
And yamdudna and tamdudna.
Okay. والجزم في الجزم permitted. Okay.
Yes, and in the case of jazm, it's permitted.
جزاك الله خيرا سيدي.
آمين وإياكم. So let's see what he says in the metin here. He says, وَجَائِزٌ إِذَا دَخَلَ الْجَازِمِ. It's going to be a permissible merger if the jazm enters. على فعل الواحد, upon the verb of one. When he says فعل الواحد, he means like when you say يمد. يعني يمد هو. That's واحد. هو يمد. And هي تمد. And also some other cases too. Not only واحد, like نحن نمد. That's included too. That's not واحد though. And also أنا أمد. So if the jazm comes in any of these cases, you can say هو لم يمدد. Here لم تمدد. أنا لم أمدد. Let's split the dals apart. وجائز إذا دخل الجازم على فعل الواحد فإن كان مكسور العين كيفر أو مفتوحها كيعض فتقول لم يفر ولم يعض بكسر اللام وفتحها. This part now I'm just going to not read it. We're going to, for now, leave this for another time. It's not really difficult, but what I gave you is good for you. It's fine for you. What I demonstrated for you is sufficient for you. And this has more. Inshallah, we can come back and get more. Or you're going to take this book another time, maybe even with someone else, and then you're going to fill in the blank there. I did read it now. You took the text by Talaqi. I'm just not going to explain some of the things he said. فإن كان مكسور العين كيفر أو مفتوحها كيعب فتقول لم يفر or لم يفر. That's what I'm not explaining. ولم يعض or لم يعض. That's what I'm not explaining because of there being a fatha here and a kasra here. بكسر اللام وفتحها وتقول لم يفرر. That's what we are talking about now. Breaking those last two apart. ولم يعضب بفك الإدغام, by splitting the merger apart. وهكذا حكم يقشعر ويحمر ويحمر. Although these are, remember, these cases, these three are not cases of MuDaa. These three are not cases of MuDaa, because MuDaa means what? It means, if it's a thulathi, that the second root letter and the third root letter are the same. And that's not true here. Here, Yaqul Sha'ir, you have Qaf, Sheen, Ain, Ra. So this is not a case of MuDaa. And for Yahmar and Yahmar, you have Ha, Mim, Ra. So this is not a case of, neither of those are cases of Mudaf. None of those are like Medda, which is Mim, Dal, Dal. Now this is a case of Mudaf. Or Shamma, he smelled. Sheen, Mim, Mim. That's a case of Mudaf. The author is telling us here, even in these cases that are not really cases of tad'if, doubling, according to the chapter's definition of doubling, you're still going to be able to split those doubled letters apart or keep them together. Also, these are going to come back to them, inshallah. وإن كان العين من المضارع مضموما فيجوز الحركات الثلاث مع الإدغام وفكه أي ويجوز فكه فتقول لم يمد لم يمد لم يمد لم يمد بحركات الدال ولم يمدد بفك الإدغام. So this I don't want to explain now. But this I do want to explain. وهكذا حكم الأمر فتقول فر وعض بكسر اللام وفتحها. وإن كان مضموم العين فتقول مد ومد 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 بحركات التالي وامدد. Okay. So what are we saying here? Now another case of permissible idgham, not necessary, is the command fi'l al-amr. So you say, let's go back to the Maldi first so we can trace it. Madda. The origin is madda. Yamuddu. The origin is yamdudu. Then What would the command be? Let's go by original rules first. Command is derived from the MuDaa. How do you get to the command? You take the MuDaa. So let's take yamdud. That's wajib. This merger here is wajib and yamdud. So let's start here. Just say yamdud. Yamud. Sorry. This merger here is wajib. SubhanAllah, sometimes I have so many words in my mind. This merger here in yamuddu is wajib. Must be.
Shaykhi wajib, which means sorry to cut you, to interrupt you. لكن واجب, لكن يعني you can't say, you're saying we can't say yamdud?
You cannot say yamdud, correct.
شيخي في القرآن أليس فليمدد?
Why you can say that? Because it goes under the rule we just covered here, which is here, lam. Yani falyamdud, lam is jazim. That's lamul amr. So it's going to be like, you can say lam yamud and you can say lam yamdud. You can say falyamdud because of the jazim. You say وَمَنْ يَرْتَدِدْ وَمَنْ يَرْتَدِدْ. The jazm, men enabled us to break the dals apart. Here, this is without a jazm. Without a jazm, we cannot say yamdud. So let's see here. Yamud. We're going to start from here. So how do you conjure up the command? Let's isolate the verb here. First of all, you are going to get rid of the, what's that's called? That's called harf mudara'ah. You're going to get rid of the harf mudara'ah because you don't need it. We don't want a mudari' verb now. We want a amr. So we're going to remove that. And also, we are going to, okay, let me start again. Let's isolate the verb first. Here's the verb. Yamud. Now, the command is taken from the MuDaa majzoom. The MuDaa majzoom. So first of all, let's make this MuDaa majzoom. Lam. So it was lam yamud. It was yamuddu. It was yamuddu before lam came. Lam came, made it yamud. What's the sign of jazm? The original sign of jazm is sukun. If we keep those dals together, then we cannot put a sukun here. Then we're going to only estimate that sukun and put a fatha. So then it's going to become lam yamudda. Lam yamudda. Now we have our MuDaa majzoom. We don't even need lam anymore. Lam did his job. He was just the tool we needed. He was the wrench. He was the wrench of the right size, so we can twist the bolt the way we need it. Now we have our MuDaa majzoom. Next thing we want to do is remove this MuDaa letter here, because we actually don't want a fi'l MuDaa. So if we remove that MuDaa letter, then the result is going to be MuDaa. And then there you go. There's your fi'l amr. MuDaa. Say to a person, for example, mudda yadak. Extend your hand to me. Li'uqabbilah. Mudda yadaka li'uqabbilaha. Extend your hand. Yani, give me your hand so that I may kiss it. Okay. So then there you go. That's fi'l amr with the idgham there. Do we have any other option here? We do. Because back up here, that's right here. We said, lem is a jazm. Here's lem, our jazm. And what's the sign of jazm? The original sign of jazm is sukun. Original sign of jazm is sukun. Let's remove this fatha. And we're going to remove the dhamma here. It's in the state of jazm. If we adhere to this sukun, we're allowed to. So if we do, then that means we must break these dals apart. Would not be possible to keep them together. Then that means we're going to actually have to just restore the verb to its origin. And we're going to say, lam yamdud. Lam yamdud. So that we can put that sukun here from lam as a result of lam. So then that means if we say lam yamdud, then this is a mudari majzoom right there. Can I make a command from this? Yeah, I can. So we have our mudari majzoom. Let's isolate it. Yani, let's go ahead and get rid of lam. Did his job. We have yamdud now. So here's yamdud with its sukun. How do we get an amr? How do we get an amr here out of this? We have to first of all remove this mudari letter because we don't want to fear mudari. If we remove that mudari letter, then it means the result going to be umdud. Umdud. It's not possible to start an Arabic word with a sukun. I need to pronounce it, that is. So what must we do now? We must conjure up a vowel. That's going to be by bringing hamzatul wasl. And in this case, since the middle letter has a dhamma, then this hamzatul wasl is going to have a dhamma. That's a rule. So now we can say umdud. So now we have two ways to say the command. We can say MuDaa and we can say umdud. So this means then that the idgham is jaiz, not wajib, because we have an option. So you can say to the person, umdud yadaka liuqabilaha. Extend your hand. Extend your hand so that I may kiss it. Mudda yadak or umdud yadak. Any question here? So he says, وَهَكَذَا حُكْمُ الْأَمْرِ. And that's how the judgment of the command verb is. Yani it's jaiz, not wajib, nor mumtani'. فَتَقُول, and therefore you would say firra. Or you would say ifrir. Firra or ifrir. Flee. And you'd say abba. Bite. Or you'd say Arabab, bite.
Sheikh, I have a question.
Yes.
So you would say adda, ya'uddu, and the muslim would be what?
Is ya'uddu? Yeah, thank you. Horrible.
Sheikhi, it's ya'addu. It was supposed to be ya'addu.
Okay, thank you. Damn, he didn't make me doubts. It's my lack of knowledge that made me doubts. When one's knowledge is firm, then la yushakikuhu mushakkik. One has a firm knowledge, then no one who causes doubt can cause doubt for him. So did you finish it? You want to finish your question, Habib?
Yeah, Sheikh, I was just saying in the mudari, would it just be يعض to use the same verb to fight?
Ya'addu.
Yeah,
المضارع
يعض يعض. Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
عض يعض.
يعض.
المضارع form يعض. If you're just using plain mudariya form, you must keep those dots together.
Okay, with the shadda. Okay,
Mhm.
all right, makes sense.
And he says, وإن كان مضموم العين فتقول مد في حركات الدال وامدد. So you'd say مد or امدد. وتقول في اسم الفاعل ماد. So now what's left? You have the name of the doer, Maddun. The doer, Maddun. What's the origin of Maddun? Or let's say, what's the wazn of Mad? Madid. Madid. Fa'il. Fa'il. Madid. But you don't say Madid. You say Mad. And that's idgham is wajib there. So the author finished here, up here, what he wants to say about the about the jaiz. Then he came to talk about what the ism fa'il and the ism maf'ul. So he said madun, mad. Yeah. So the origin is madid, and then the plural and the dual also follow. You say mad dan. The origin is madidan, like fa'ilan. And the plural is madun. The origin is madidun. فاعلون قل يا أيها الكافرون فاعلون ماددون مادون الضالين. What's the origin of ضال ولا الضالين? الضالين in Al-Fatiha, the origin is الضاللين. الضاللين. But you have to merge the lambs together. الضالين. And also for the feminine, you're going to merge that. So you're going to say madda. She is here maddatun. She is an extender or a stretcher. And the dual feminine maddatan. And the plural maddat. Keeping the idgham in all these cases. And you who is not a native Arabic speaker, you need to be patient with your tongue here. Don't skip that shadda because it sounds funny in your own ear. And you're going to say madat, madat. It's not madat, it's madat. Madatan, it's not madatan, it's madatan. Madun, not madun, madun. Just like you don't say balleen, you say balleen. And also this plural, mawad. Mawad. The origin is mawadi. Mafa'il. Fawa'il. Fawa'il. Not mafa'il. Fawa'il. Yes. And what else here? وتكون في اسم المفعول ممدود كمنصور. So in the ism maf'ul, you're going to say mamdud. For sure, you're going to break those dowels apart. Mamdud, because you're going to put the wow between it. Or maf'ul. Wallahu a'lam. Allah knows best. So stop there. We have completed, for our own purposes and for the level that we are on, we have completed the MuDaa with just a little bit of detail left out for you. May Allah enable you to fill in the gaps for yourselves and enable us to complete the knowledge. Ameen. So next is Al-Mu'tal, which will start next week if Allah enables us. Any question, please?
Sheikh, actually, I have a few questions.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, very sorry about the noise, but I forgot my earphones. Oh,
No problem.
Sheikh, can you go back to what you have written before? Is it very noisy for you? I'll
No,
go out.
it's not too noisy. It's not too noisy.
Okay. When you mentioned the when you mentioned ism fa'il, when you're mentioning the idgham, does it mean here it is what is it called? Necessary?
Yes.
Okay. Then in ism al-fa'il it is necessary. In ism
Yes.
al-maf'ul it's necessary to split. What is it called? What was
Yes.
it called?
Effect.
Impossible merger.
Yes. Impossible merger.
Okay. والمفاعل أو فواعل, I'm not sure what.
Fawa'il is the wazn. Fawa'il.
فواعل, it's permitted, right?
Fawa'il. Mawad. No, I don't know that it's permitted. Mawad.
مدد فعل فعل. I think it's فواعل. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes. Since the root is فعل مدد, right?
Yes.
So it must be the fa, must be مواد مدد مواد. I think so.
Yes, the meme is the fat.
Yeah. So here it's permitted, right?
Here it's that is.
You can do it either
wajib.
way.
No, that's wajib.
واجب.
Mawad.
So you can't say mawadid.
No, you don't say mawadid.
Okay, so it's originally mawadid. SubhanAllah,
Yeah,
I forgot
it's originally.
طيب. Back to by the way, the ayah you mentioned, I think you meant the one in Baqarah. وَمَنْ يَرْتَدِدْ مِنْكُمْ عَنْ دِينِهِ.
Minkum. Okay.
Minkum, yes. Okay.
Then يرتدد. Yes.
What I wanted to ask about what you wrote before. You said, Shaykhi, basically you said we estimate the sukoon as fatha. Where was that?
That is here in the fi'l amr. So
I
here.
think it was mudari', right? Yamdud. Yes, here. Yeah,
MuDaa.
MuDaa.
That's amr.
So it's originally it's yamdud yamdud. Then
Yes.
What happened? What was the, I forgot.
Okay. So originally it's
lam yamud.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. So originally it's yamdud. Here's the origin. Yamdud. But that we cannot say yamdud. We must merge the dals. So we're going to say yamud. We're gonna.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna transfer the dhamma of the first dal to the meme, and leave that dal with the sukoon. We're gonna say, and then put the two dals together. We're gonna say yamud. Then from here we can make the amr. Before the amr. If we make it majzoom, then then it's gonna be jaiz when you make it majzoom. So you can say lam yamudda, and then the sign of jazm is sukunun muqaddar.
Mm.
Or you can say lam yamdud and then the sign of jazm is sukunun zahir.
Yeah, I see. But the thing you mentioned that you estimate the sukun as fatha is in yamudda. It
No, not
was
estimated as fatha. You just estimate the sukun.
estimate the sukun.
Yeah.
What do you mean by estimate the sukun?
Meaning
Shaykh?
you say, when we say here, lam yamudda, we say lam.
You meant in Arab we
Yes.
sukun muqaddar. This is what you mean by
هكذا, yes. سكون
ah
مقدر.
okay.
So you say يمد فعل مضارع مجزوم وعلامة جزمه سكون مقدر.
I thought when you yamud because what I thought is when the dhamma it was yamdud, right? It was originally yamdud.
Yes.
Then the dhamma on the dal moved to the meme.
Yes.
Then we have this fatha yamdud. Where did the fatha come from? This is what I thought.
Yeah,
you
this
meant.
fatha right here, this fatha came because we kept the dals together, so we needed man'an liltiqa'i sakinain.
This fatha was that. This is what I thought when you mentioned estimate. This is what I thought you meant. We estimate the sukun. فكرت عم تقول نقدر السكون فتحة. This is what I thought you meant.
No.
Okay. تمام. This is only for preventing from two sukuns to meet. Yeah.
Yes. And the detail that I left out is that you can use a kasra for it too.
Yeah, muddi.
Yeah, and in this case, since there's a dhamma here, you can put a dhamma too.
So it's basically I took that before in the very past. So تلحق الضم الذي قبلها إما تقدرها سكونا يعني it has تعليل معين, right? It has a certain justification.
Yeah, in all these cases here, whether we put dhamma or fatha or kasra, the sukun is muqaddar.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, Shaykhi, last but not least, Shaykhi, يعض, we agreed that it's ya'ad, right? Yeah, back to ya'ad.
Let's see, what did he say in the meeting there? We're going to say what the author says here. He says...
Sorry for bombarding these questions.
No problem. Alhamdulillah. فتقول
سر وعضي أو وعضه.
فر وعض. هكذا. This with fatha.
Okay, if it's يعض شيخي, then it should be, I think it should be أعضد. It's يعض, yes, but يعض, if we want, let's go step by step if you want.
Well, before you say that, this right here, it is the amr already.
It's what?
This is the amr here. This one. That is the amr. Had it been ya'uddu, then the dhamma would be on the ayn like MuDaa.
Yeah. But I mean, if we want to separate, if we want to, what is it called? What do we do? فك الإدغام, separate, right? If you want to separate, فك الإدغام. What can we say here? Because هو يحتمل الوجهان, right?
Yes.
يعني you can, is permitted merger.
Yes. So let's look real quickly.
Yes.
In origin, we have عضض.
Okay.
That's origin. عضض. Then we have to merge the bod here. So it becomes عض.
Okay.
عض يعض.
تمام.
There's no dhamma anywhere here, other than on the last letter for the i'rab. So يعض. عض يعض. So how's the amr? I mean,
the dhamma is going to move. Okay, لم يعض.
So it's going to be لم يعض. Or لم يعض if we want to.
Okay. لم يعض, right?
Yeah, if we want to actually bring the sukoon, we must separate the dad then. So it's going to be لم يعض.
Perfect.
And then from here, the amr would be i'dad.
Okay. Okay. لم يعض هو يعض لم يعضض لم يعضض لم يعض لم يعض. I think شيخ ما بعرف بس you're يعني here you're يعني positive that it's إعضاد right؟
Yes.
إيه
Here, I'm
خلص
gonna.
تمام. I think I don't mean anything but I think it can be said both ways لأنه
Let's. Mhm.
لم يعض لم يعض also I think it would be then if it's ليعض it's gonna be أعضد I think so I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
That would be the case. It would be i'dad in that case. So I'm just looking right here in al-misbah. Just here.
But I think
عين ضاد ضاد.
yeah
عضه عضه وعض به وعض عليه كله بمعنى وقد عضه يعضه بالفتح عضا. وفي لغة بابه رد. وفي لغة بابه رد. رد يرد عض
رد يرد
يعض.
يعض this is what I mean.
Yeah, so it has a لغة.
Okay then الحمد لله. كأنه الأفصح يعض. نعم I think I yes.
Yeah, that's why they're gonna do it that way. If it's afsah, they're gonna not mention the يعني the arda before the afsah.
Yeah جزاك الله خيرا سيدي.
And,
Thank you for your patience.
Oh, mashallah, no problem. Alhamdulillah. That's all review for me. Yani, I'm so cold here, so I'm just a little bit warm only, because that was beneficial for me too. Alhamdulillah. If there's no other question, then we can sign up. Any other question?